Good evening, and welcome to Allergic to Stupidity. This is the allergic to, oh my God, people, what'd you think? Like, could you stop being so self-entitled and so filled with your self-importance? Here it goes. There was a flight going from the U.S. to Dublin, and there was a medical emergency on the plane. So therefore, this jet, probably 747 or 727, but a big jet because it's flying from North America to Europe, has to land someplace. So every article has it that these passengers had to land on a frozen Canadian island. The first time I read it, I'm going, what Canadian island is big enough to land a 747? And I thought, oh, please, it can't be. That island was Newfoundland. Excuse me, it landed how many planes during 9/11? This is not a small. Their complaint was, they said they understood why, I think it was United Airlines, landed to take care of the emergency for the ill patient. That they said the passengers were complaining and complaining loudly. They understood why they had to land. But they left us on a frozen Canadian island. Guys, it's February. It's Newfoundland. Yes, it's an island. We see it as Labrador and the island. But it's not like it's Prince Edward Island. It's not like it's a little tiny island. It's flippin' Newfoundland. And it's got an international airport, which is why they landed there in St. John's. They were all then ferried to a Marriott hotel for 48 hours. And they're complaining because they didn't have any clean clothes and the airline wouldn't take their luggage off. You self-entitled, yes, I understand it's inconvenient. I understand that. But you're asking them to completely unload a plane so you can get your luggage. I am sure if they'd gone to the Marriott hotel employees and said, if you got a house coat or something we can wear, and can we just throw the clothes we have through a washing machine or something, I'm sure that hotel would have bent over backwards for them. And now these guys are saying, well, we deserve at least an apology. Well, yeah, but don't get snarky about it. It was an emergency, and then they couldn't take off because if you've been in southern Ontario and we had all that snow and that blizzard, it didn't stop when it got to the Ontario border. It kept going. And my kid lives in St. John's, and they got slam dunked by that blizzard. So, of course, the plane is not going to take off in the blizzard. It's doing the safe things. Protect your stuff and protect the plane and protect the passengers. They moved them all into a hotel. I'm sure because they did it, they paid for it. The airline paid for it. But it was like, and one of the complaints was, well, the ill person was taken care of within 15 minutes, and we had to stay on a plane for 4 hours. Well, honestly, I can see sitting on a plane for 4 hours being very frustrating and very nerve-wracking, etc. I get that. But talk about 2025 entitlement crap that you think the world revolves around you and you should be able to have everything instantly. I've traveled. I work overseas. I'm a freelance teacher. Most times I'm here in Canada, but I have had to fly multiple times to get to England, Scotland, wherever. I just sit there and shake my head about these entitled. And I remember a few years ago, it was just as COVID was starting to calm down. There was a flight of people who had chartered a plane from Quebec City to Florida. And they were all supposed to get COVID tests before they boarded the plane. And they all said, yes, we got it, we're all clean, blah, blah, blah. And then it was discovered that they hadn't. And they had lied to the airline about it. And they got stranded. And they were all pissed off. They were saying, well, we paid for flights, you should get it back. You broke the contract. You're the ones that put up. Now, I actually called my niece saying, please, sweetie, please tell me you weren't on that flight. She said, no, but I heard about it. It was a thing from hell. Because they were nobody would sit down on the plane. They were all drunker than skunk. Like, they were drunk when they got on the plane, which technically the stewardess can say get off, because as you go up in elevation, if you're a little bit drunk, you get a whole lot more drunk, which is why they recommend if you're going to have a drink, you have a drink before you board your plane. I don't drink when I drive, or I don't drink when I travel. Coffee. But it was like that self-entitled mentality of, and then to have the gall or the whatever, and even the person who they were interviewing called it a frozen Canadian island. It's one of our provinces, please and thank you very much. A very unique province, though all of our provinces are unique. Anyways, there's my rant about stupid entitlement for tonight. I think this is 3 for today. Take care, guys, and count to 10, because it seems like we need to still count to 10 these days.